We also talk about this concept quite a bit with offense and defense.
Right.
You're playing offense, adding these value to the business
Right.
so that you can
Right.
create that efficiency.
I wasn't. It was more defense when I was focusing on the infrastructure before you guys came on board, right? And now I'm back to focusing much more on Newman, right? And taking it. Because honestly, one of the things that we joke about, so Rich Gergar, one of the owners, and we joke about, like, there's 100 and 200 level classes, right? So the evolution of Newman is the first set of features are the 100 and 200 level classes, and then we get to the 300 and the 400 level classes. So we're starting to tap into the 300 level classes with some of the stuff we're doing, but the 400s where it's going to get really exciting, because with the 400 classes, we're going to be like, when you go to create a project, we call them projects now, and then you say, oh, I want to convert a project to an order, right? Well, we're going to run it through a profitability analysis. We're going to run it through a schedule, right?
Yeah,
Do we have the capacity to be able to do that given the in-hand state that you're requesting? Do we, right? And so that's going to be huge. Really powerful for the company. So,
that's what I'm just really passionate about, is getting, regardless of whether people are doing business with us or not, I think the main thing is CIO has to gear themselves for offense, whether they have that native skill set or not.
Yeah. I agree with you completely. And I'm starting to think, I never had the time to think about this before, but now I'm like starting to think not only about the 400 level things, but how do we even have new ways of selling?
Okay.
Right. I mean, because now our traditional sales model has been people that are in this building or that have, been selling for G&G for years. Right. Yeah. And so, I want to start looking at how do we leverage this e-commerce platform and create different vertical kinds of opportunities where people could come online and order branded merchandise from us. Right. And so those are ways that might even more exponentially allow us to grow.
I mean, even tapping into other markets that haven't even been even considered.
Right. I mean, where most of it's relationships if you have salespeople. Right. Yeah. Whereas if you have the power of Google or, one of the other search engines or Bing, right, and they find you that way and then they can go order immediately, that's powerful. Right. Or we might sell through multiple channels. Right. I mean, we haven't even tapped into why don't we have a store in Amazon, right? Why don't we have G&G in Amazon, right? I mean, there's other ways that we can really expand the company, and I'm starting to think through those kinds of things because we're getting towards the end of
Facebook
that.
Marketplace got a couple billion people on there.
Yeah.
I mean, just never.
And so this is where as CIO, you can really help go back to the business and say, look, these other channels that are available to us, we can leverage technology to really help the business grow. And
see, that's the thing where I think CIOs are also on the point of leverage, because now you have all this data at your fingertips, Bryan, and now you where does this stop? Now you're partially chief marketing officer. Right. Now you're partially helping the sales officer, helping the marketing officer. Yeah. And because you have the steward of the data and the steward of what's possible. I love that 100, 200, 400 class. Yeah, that's a great theme. So.